YouTube. This is Muhammad from Rekon. Today we are going to review Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which is a sequel to the first installment, developed by Mercury's team and published by Konami. Let's speak of the gameplay. First impression of the Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 reminds me of God of War style intro. The way enemies enter the scenario starting of the chapter, I would say the game has long but way rich content, which is again the good part. Cutscenes are good in general, but if too much, they're hard to watch, and you might agree to that as well. And ending up in getting skipped, which usually happens with us in RPG games, getting us skipping the part. The good part were interesting cutscenes throughout the game, which introduces the story to us in an easy way. Bad part, unnecessary cutscenes could have been way limited, as I noticed there was some issues with the cutscenes which were really unnecessary. There are actually so many ways in the gameplay that lets you experience the view from Dracula's own eyes sucking the blood out of his victims. You could play as a third-person view. Character of protagonist Dracula and his immune son Alucard are pretty same, including the voice, which I hope could have been bit more evil and less likely, or let's say less British. And one more thing, there's a character called Zobak, which actually looks a video game version of Sean Connery, a popular actor from Hollywood. And the story actually takes you back to the medieval period and throwing you back to the modern, which actually gets you a good plan of gameplay and lets you realize the story and how the game has blended both parts of the world. With that being said, I meant developers were focused and precise with what they wanted to offer the gamers and what they were capable of. And it's believed that Mercury's team's last version of the game, and it's a rumor at the moment. With medieval and modern combined gameplay, a few people forget the main difference of modern English or a way deeper English. Let's say modern and English has been precise that were used back then. Developers have made that part as very authentic. Speaking of graphics, Castlevania is mainly known for solid content, not really for the graphics, but they have done a pretty good job, not just really good, which has not really appreciable, but it's alright. Solid content, not good graphics, bad and good part both. It's better than the previous installment, but when it comes to the graphics, they are no wonders, since mainly it's not available on the next gen consoles such as PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. Character and environment requires a smoothening because the graphics show you that there's a lot of pixelations which could have been improved, and let's say this is on the current generation consoles such as PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, also will be available on Windows PC. Such as the movements of hair, fabric is not so natural, looks very sticky. For example, Tomb Raider's previous version, not the definitive. I hope to see a definitive edition alike for the Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, as I'm really interested in the video game series of Castlevania. Would have been good if we would predict a HD remake for the game, or let's say for the next generation remake. I would definitely play it all over again just to see the graphics getting better. And last not least, best part of the game, soundtrack composed for the game is something worth waiting for. I was waiting for a while, and there we go. I have seen even the pause menus are very interesting with the music scenarios. It just blends in so well that it reminds you of seeing those epic music on YouTube. Those orchestral music are just wonderful. Great job once again to the person who actually composed the music. I'm sorry that I'm not going to include the music to this video, just so the video doesn't get flagged. We would like to thank Pluto Games for sending us a review copy of Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. Thanks for watching, and I hope you subscribe us on Game Rekon Network and check us out on GameRekon.com. This is Mohammed from Game Rekon.